All right. Great evening, everyone. Great evening and happy Tuesday. I am Shannon Johnson here from Houston, Texas, and I'm going to go ahead and move up myself out of the way and bring up a dynamic speaker that has 100% of the information to share. She is a wife, she is a professional makeup artist here in Houston, Texas. The best, right? She has many awards in this opportunity as a Fireball recipient and an impact player, and she is a member of the 80/80 Club. So you will hear a little bit about that shortly. She is a 3-star director, meaning she has a team of over 500, well into 900 team members, and she is blazing a trail as a Sapphire ring earner, and that means she earns 100K residually in this opportunity. So let's go ahead and put some fire emojis in the chat as I introduce Miss Brandi Holmes Dennison.
Yes, ma'am. How's it going, Shannon? Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yes, ma'am. Looking good.
Thank you. Right back at you. Guys, put some fire emojis in the chat for Miss Shannon Johnson. She is actually an amazing individual that I sponsored in this opportunity. She is a director in training. She is leading a team well over 200 families. But this is what we are all jealous about, right? Shannon, in her 30s, was able to retire from being a hairstylist. She said, listen, guys, I got to get off my feet and I got to get onto the beach. And that's exactly what she is doing in this opportunity. And so to all of our guests on the line, I'm going to encourage you to stay to the end, because what we are about to share today is some amazing, powerful, inspiring information. It's actually an opportunity that I took back in 2019 because I was already the family booker. I'm already the one who was booking trips. I travel. So it only made sense for me to join an opportunity where, one, I can travel, and two, I can turn other families on to opportunity and get flat out wealthy while doing it. But today we are turning it up a whole nother notch. Okay, go ahead and add 100 notches to that belt, because we have an amazing trailblazing woman on the chat today. And that's why y'all are here. So not only are we going to be able to hear her story, but we're going to be able to learn about this amazing business. So most of you, if you are like an old school millennial like I am, 1981, or a Generation X or baby boomer, you absolutely know who this is. We still teaching these new kids. They don't know greatness sometimes. All right, but she is a trailblazer, a pioneer. Guys, she was the first female to sign with the WNBA, as well as the first one to be sporting them shoes. All right, so I want y'all to put some fire emojis in the chat, because we are bringing up the one and only Sheryl Swoopes. Are you in the building?
I am here. Can you hear me? I'm going to use your line. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
I hear you.
Or was it, can you see me? Can you hear me? You know, every time I come on a call, I learn something different. So I'm going to steal that one.
You're going to be taking away so many different pointers, because I mean, once you start hearing all the different presenters, you're going to be stealing lines left and right. But I am so happy that you were here. I am happy that you took the shot. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get into some, we're calling this behind the hoop, Sheryl. So we're going to go behind the hoops a little bit. We're going to get a little bit deeper. We're going to help some people. I always say, let the spirit move. You know, me and you are both some spiritual beings. We love God. And this business has taught me that this business is not only natural, but it's also spiritual, because we're teaching hope, we're teaching faith, we're teaching belief. And what I love about your story is that you have really trailblazed the way and set the path for so many individuals that are living off the work that you did. And you surely left a legacy on the court. But now you are stepping into a new field. You know, you're stepping onto a new court, but you're still going to leave a legacy. You have so many families that's going to be attached to your greatness. So I wrote down some questions, and, you know, we're going to get into them, but we're also just going to naturally have a conversation, and we're just going to flow. But looking back, what does it mean to you to have left that kind of legacy on the court?
Ooh. You know, Brandi, first of all, let me just say good evening to everyone before we get into this conversation. And thank you all for being here. You know, it's crazy because I never set out when I started playing basketball. I never set out to like be the first of so many things. It just kind of happened. Or it didn't really kind of happen. I feel like God kind of put me in those places, in those positions for a reason. But when I think about everything that I was able to do through basketball, where the game was, where we are, and absolutely where we're headed, And people ask me all the time, what do I want my legacy to be, right? When I hang it up and when I'm no longer here on this earth. And I don't necessarily want it to be, oh my gosh, she was like the greatest player that ever played or one of the greatest that ever played. I want it to be a couple of things, that she was very real and she always wanted to leave things better than she found it. And to me, that's the same thing with this business. That's what I want to be able to do with my friends and family in this business. I don't know what that is.
What happened? Did something fall?
Oh, like something just turned on.
Oh, look, that was the
Can you
light
hear
of
it?
the Lord.
And it sounds like it's coming from heaven too.
Well, that means he has arrived to the Zoom room.
Right.
We are
Yeah,
here.
I'm sorry. Ooh, okay. Did you hear it?
No, we didn't hear anything.
Oh gosh. Okay. That was real interesting. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Sorry.
what happens when it's live. But before we start sharing the information, I know that being a trailblazer, because I remember you saying it on the last call, it holds a lot of pressure. And
Mm,
just somebody that is in the culture, somebody that has been around, and you see people that do amazing things in life and they soar, but then you also see people that then when they think that they have fallen off, what that looks like. So I know
mm,
coming into something totally different, you're stepping into a network marketing field, you're stepping into travel, something you've been using all of your life, so
yeah.
it's just so crazy for you to have a travel business. But what is your feeling when people do say, uh-oh, now she's doing one of those things, or oh, she done fell off, look where she's at now? Do you ever get worried or concerned about the thoughts of others?
Um, no, right? Like I don't get concerned with the thoughts of others, but I will tell you, I get very frustrated. And I've been in this business now for 2 weeks, and it almost feels like a year, honestly, just from the no's. And here's what's interesting. So I'm gonna have a real conversation with you. Don't make me cry on this call, Brady. It's way too many people on here that don't know me and that I don't know. So let's not do that.
You're in a safe
Although
place.
it's probably gonna happen. So if I go off camera, you know why. So here's the thing, to your point, right? Because I've been approached from several people quite a few other times about doing network marketing. A lot of people call it like the whole pyramid scheme. So that's absolutely come across my phone lately when I'm sending flyers and I'm sending videos and I'm sending text messages. But a lot of the stuff that I'm sending to my friends, former WNBA players, I'm saying to them, y'all, this is it, right? This is the one. And what I mean by the one, I'm not necessarily talking about this different network marketing things. I'm talking about finally we have something that gives us freedom. And what I mean by that is, for those who don't know, so retired WNBA players, there's no pension for us. There's no health care for us. So there are a lot of former retired players who don't have health benefits. Um, and so when I say that to them, what I'm saying is we can do it, right? We don't have to rely on the league. We don't have to hope and dream that in this new CBA that the current players are thinking about the retired players and saying we need them to have a pension, we need them to have health care, because there's no guarantee that they're going to do that. But why not take control of your future today, your financial future, your financial freedom today? So I've heard people say, well, you don't need this. Why are you doing it? And let me just say to you real quick, y'all have no idea what I need and what I don't need. But the other thing I will also say is I've never heard anybody say, girl, I got way too much money, so I don't need anymore. I've never heard anybody say that. I've never said that. I would never say that. But when I retired from the WNBA over 15 years ago. And I'll be honest with you, I spent about 5 years post retirement trying to figure out what's next for me. And even today, doing an appearance here, doing an appearance there, like they're great appearances, the money is decent, but it's nothing like this opportunity.
And that is so much to be said because I think, on the outside looking in, we see the stage, we see the lights, we see the sneakers, we
Yeah.
see, like, for some people, the Wheatie boxes and all that. And we think that that is a set, established career. And a lot of us, may at one point have aspired to be there. And then for some reason, when we talk about network marketing with our friends and family, the number one industry that has created more millionaires than any other industry, it
X.
goes overlooked. It's like as if, like you said, it's a scheme, it's a scam, it's a pyramid. But what I have realized now that I am stepping into this industry more and more is that people don't believe in themselves. And that's why
Mm.
people have not succeeded in life. You have already the belief. You were able to trailblaze a whole entire movement when it came to the WNBA. And so a lot of people are bleacher seaters, right? They're going to look
Mm-hmm.
at in the nosebleed seats and they're going to judge and say what they should have done, what you should have done, or what they could have done, but they never take the shot. And so I applaud you for having no fear. And I mean, and that's proven because, your career wasn't squeaky clean. You had to battle some ups and some downs. And
Yeah.
here you are in your next chapter and you're being honest. Because let's be real, guys, those reels that we see running on social media sometimes ain't real, right? Sometimes
X.
we have to keep up a persona. We have to appear to be something that society has held us up to. And sometimes we just want to be real. Like, no, I ain't got it like that. I didn't have a pension. I don't have health care. I don't have a retirement plan set up. But somebody cared enough about me to share an opportunity that will completely change my whole entire life and my family's life
Yeah.
and a bunch of other people's life. So Shannon, let's go ahead and pull up the presentation because last time we did not have the presentation up. I want your people to see some stuff, but we still gonna talk. We still gonna
Yeah.
dive deep into it because one thing that you said is that you want freedom, right? And so what does freedom look like to you when you think financial freedom, personal freedom, and time freedom? Like, does that just give you a peace of mind? Does that let you kind of woosah a little bit?
Well, you know what, Brandy? I don't like living paycheck to paycheck. So here's what I will say. A lot of people see athletes, celebrities, and again, you're seeing what we're putting on social media, right? And a lot of people say social media isn't real. I am one of those that kind of believes that because people can put whatever they want to put out there. And most of us believe it like, dang, why I ain't got it like that? What people don't understand is, and I'm talking about myself because I've lived it. When I go do an appearance, right? I go do an appearance today. I don't get paid for that appearance for 30 to 45 days. That's not happening in this business. And I will also tell you, just meeting a handful of people in this business that I've already made, I can tell you the money that's being made in this business. I've never in my professional basketball career made that kind of money.
Wow.
And again, that's why I'm so passionate about it because I know the struggles that not only WNBA players went through, I know the struggles that my family continues to go through. My friends, my family. And so I'm trying to I don't gatekeep. When I see something that's good, something that I feel like you need to be a part of, I'm going to share it. I've had so many of my friends, so many of my former WNBA teammates, they're just like, girl, no, 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 not right now. And I'm like, cool, because I've been told no my entire life. And that never stopped me from continuing to push on. But what I will say, you only get so many times to tell me no, though. Before I just say, all right, you go get left behind and I got to keep it pushing. Because I absolutely see what this business can do. I see where this business can take all of us. But more than that, I see how this business can set my family up for life.
Absolutely. Because really, all you're sharing is how someone else can now design their ideal life. Because you see, you were able to do that young in the WNBA. You were making money that allowed you to experience more than the average. And
Yeah.
what I love about this is we teach people how to embrace their network. And that's part of the problem. Sometimes people are like, man, I have all of these contacts in my phone, but I don't even know how to monetize it. And that was my story as a makeup artist. Yes, I was making money, from people, but I wasn't making money with people. I didn't know how to embrace
Mm,
my network to gain unlimited income. But also, a lot of people nowadays, if they do not pivot to an e-commerce business, they're going to be left behind. Now, whether you come into this business where we have no quotas, we have no inventory, we're selling beaches and oceans, not lotions and potions, you know what I'm saying? You can come over here and really start to gain that passive income. But if you don't get a .com into something, by the time 2030 rolls around, you're going to be left behind, because we remember when Walmart used to be 24 hours. And that's not the case because Amazon has entered the chat. But all we
yep.
want to do, Cheryl, we want people to explore life, God's green earth, get in an industry that they are already utilizing. Because when we was telling you about it, you was like, wait a minute, so are you telling me that all this travel I'm doing, I can now book it myself and I can
Yes.
make money
Yeah.
for
And make
myself?
money. Yeah. Yeah. Like
Right. I
to
think you
me,
were shocked.
I really was. I was like, nah, this can't be right. There's got to be way more to it than that. And it's something that everyone does anyway.
Mhm. Yep. And what's crazy, if people really, really think about this, in 1996, Travelocity launched, right? And they turned us all into unpaid travel agents, because it used to be
Hmm.
one of those
Hmm.
things where it was a brick and mortar service. You would go and get like a concierge service. They would do all of the booking for you. They would stay up till the 2 a.m. waiting to find the best flight, reading all the reviews. And then Travelocity said, we're going to make this convenient for y'all. Y'all can now do it from the comfort of your home. You don't have to worry about someone else doing it. But what they did not tell us is that we were doing the work and we were paying them. And, when Mr. Bradley entered the scene, he said, it's not fair. He said, if y'all are going to be doing the work, then guess what? Y'all need to be getting paid. And that is how Planet Marketing was birthed. But what I love most about our CEO is that he became a multimillionaire in travel. So, Cheryl, if I want to know about something, I'm going to go to if I want to learn how to play basketball, guess what? I'm coming to you on how to play basketball. I'm coming to the one that was the originator. All right. The one
Yeah.
that they signed first. And that's what I love about Mr. Bradley, is because he wants average individuals, regular people, to earn above average income. So I know you're still new, but what have you learned thus far about our CEO and Planet Marketing that just has you excited, and where you can see the parallels of this business and when you were in basketball?
You know what excites me about it is going back to something we said earlier. Mr. Bradley didn't have to do this. And the fact that he did, and he said, I want everybody to get a piece. There's enough to go around for everybody. So many times, and I am so guilty of this, so many times we sit around looking at what everybody else has. And we say, God, but only if, or I need, or can you? Like we sit and we hope and wish for things. And then when it's put right in front of us, we still try to find an excuse as to why this isn't right. Like honestly, like I did in the beginning, right? I was like, nah, y'all on something. This can't be right. This can't be real. So what I have learned in a very short period of time is this business is real.
Mhm. Yeah.
And it's something that I don't care what the economy is like, what's going on in the world, you can still live, survive, make money, and be good. Because this society and community and world we're living in right now, like nothing's guaranteed.
Mhm.
And two of my friends, sorry, Brent, two of my friends said to me, girl, I ain't got $200. To all the women on this call, I spent $200 on a wig. I spend $200 when I go get a facial. I spend $200 when I go get my nails. And like, I'm spending money on things that doesn't have a return on my investment, right? Yeah, my hair gonna look good, my nails gonna look good, but who really cares? So why wouldn't you invest $200 one time to change your life, to change your family's life? As Black people especially, we always talk about generational wealth. What does that look like? Well, why not put yourself in a position to where you can leave things? I'm a brand new grandma. I want to leave things better for my grandson than I had. And this business allows me to do that.
Absolutely. And you know, if people don't have $200, I always wonder, well, how long is that going to be a problem? Because if you're not
Mm.
doing anything to try to fix it, to try to change it, to be able to
Facts.
access $200 like it's $2, then what is your plan when you cannot go hard, when you cannot hustle, when you cannot grind, when you cannot work 2 and 3 jobs? Now, I know you mentioned earlier about pyramids and people saying that. And one thing that I love to do is educate people about what a pyramid is. First of all, you and I ain't going to jail for nobody. I think you heard me say one time, I can fight, but I can't fight no murderers, right? So we're not going to jail.
Yeah.
Pyramids are illegal. They will get shut down. The attorney general will shut it down. But what separates the two is that a pyramid, there's no product. There's nothing being exchanged. There's no service happening. There's no product happening. But what I love about our marketing arm of our business is that our product is travel. Our product is not only travel, it is the #1 travel agency and the largest in the world. We were the ones to originate having a home-based travel agency. They actually went to court to make this happen. So even when you said I had no idea this thing was possible, that's because IntelliTravel was over here fighting to make it possible. And our CEO, Mr. James Ferrara, he has been with the company since day one. Is based out of Delray Beach, Florida. Planet Marketing is based out of Atlanta. But what happened, Mr. Bradley being the genius that he is he exclusively merged with IntelliTravel. And he said, listen, we're going to make this a marriage, a partnership. Your business, your product is going to grow is in IntelliTravel, and I am going to grow my product and marketing. And what happened because of that exclusive partnership, Sheryl, we have now booked 5.3 billion in travel, which they were nowhere near that. So travel is never on trial. It is always the trend. And I think you recently just traveled, right? Weren't you just traveling yourself?
Yeah, I was out in California. Here's why this makes sense to me personally, is because of all the traveling that I do. And I know you talked about you being the one who books travel for your family. I get people all the time hit me up talking about, girl, let's go on a girls trip. Girl, let's go do this. Girl, let's go here. Well, listen, I'm always down for a good trip,
Yeah.
but why not do it yourself and make money off of it?
Make money. Yeah, absolutely. Because listen, you're already paying it because the commission is built inside of the booking. And that's what I did not know until I found out about this opportunity. I did not know when I clicked on Expedia, Priceline, Travelocity, whatever.com that you love. Once I hit submit with my credit card, they were getting paid and I could have been getting paid. And it's not paid a little bit because over here, we also get paid 70 to 80% from what the vendor pays out in commission, which is the game changer. Because when you look at other at-home travel agencies, they're getting about 40 to 60%. So it is amazing to find a agency, a host agency that will pay you as the agent more than what they get as the company. And to know both of our companies are debt free. Both of our companies, they're home and phone based businesses. So Sheryl, when you're sharing this opportunity with people, what is it that you see the mindset that you have to have? Because you had an amazing disciplined mindset in basketball. Now you're transferring all of those amazing skills over here. So what is the parallels to it? What do you see that is the same when it comes to the mindset you have to have for this business?
Well, for me, I think it's again when you're the first at something, Brandy, there's a lot of pressure, right? And people are always going to look at you to see where you fail and where you succeed. And when I look at this business for myself, it's the same thing. Because I am the first retired WNBA player to say, I see something in this business that's really good that I want to share. And I see people looking at me like, mm-hmm, let's see how long she stays in this business. Let's see how long she holds up until she breaks. Because I have honestly reached out to a lot of people that we've had these conversations. I just had a conversation with three of my WNBA sisters when I was in California, and the conversation was, man, I got to find something where I can get benefits, where I can have health care. And I brought this business up, and the response was, "No, that ain't for me." And I said, "Okay, but I know those very people are watching me,
Yeah.
being the first, and they want to see how is she going to handle this if she doesn't succeed." But what I will tell you is the same thing I tell them: failure is not an option.
Mhm.
Failure's never been an option for me. So the more people that tell me no, the more determined I am to succeed in this business.
Absolutely. Failure is not an option. And, what advice would you give? Because this is a turnkey business. Sometimes people are looking at this and thinking, well, how much work do I have to do? How much energy do I have to put in it? We have customer support. We have everything set up for them, that their website is ready to go. Were you scared originally when you first signed up? I know you were excited. It made sense. But did you have some fear in signing up? Were you concerned about that? And if so, now that you have gotten past that fear, what advice would you give to somebody who might be scared about joining the business?
Well, I think it's like anything you do that's new, right? If you try something that's new that you've never tried before, there's always a little hesitation. There's always a little doubt. Um, I don't use the word fear because I don't live in fear, right? Because God doesn't allow me to live in fear. But there's always concern, there's always doubt, there's always questions. So of course I had that. But what I would tell anybody that's trying to get in this business or any business, make sure you have a great team. Make sure you have support. Make sure you have people that you can rely on, that you can turn to, that you can talk to. And I'll tell you, you, Director Mukes, Brandi Shanae, I've even had people that I haven't met that have reached out to me and said, what do you need? We got your back. And just the words of encouragement on the days when I was like, this is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. I get the encouragement though to keep going. And that's what I would tell anybody is it's not going to be smooth sailing from the very beginning. But that's like anything new that you step into that you're not familiar with and you have to learn it. And that's what I found in this business is doing the homework, reading the books, not necessarily relying on everybody to come to me and be like, here's what you need to do, but I also have to learn it on my own. But I know that when I do come across something that I'm like, I have no idea what this is, I have a great support team that's always going to help me get through it.
And what's amazing about the way you lived your life for so long is you know exactly what team means. You had an amazing team. You had to have chemistry. And sometimes people are looking at this business and it's not
Hmm.
them deciding whether or not they're going to join. They're deciding what team they're going to join because they're watching, they're seeing who is serious about their business.
Yeah.
Who is taking the knocks on the head when they're told no? Who keeps pushing? Who keeps elevating and growing? And of course, we always know that you're going to be that one because that's just in your blood. You have always done it. But now as you get to build your own team, it ranges from all the generations, right? You can go from millennials to baby boomers,
Yeah.
to Generation X to Generation Z. You are able to build a team from all backgrounds and all ages. But what would you say, somebody who knows about team, what is the chemistry that is needed to build a successful team?
Well, the first thing I would say is everybody has a role, right? Like to have a successful team, everybody has a role on that team. But it's not just about your role, it's about if you're willing to accept what that role is, right? And in basketball, just like this business, right? We have people who were passers, who were defenders, who could score, who could block shots. And that's what I found in this business. You got your directors who have been there. I'm going to use yourself as an example, right? At first you were like, I don't want to be in this business. Then you got in the business and look where you are now. And the reason why I use you as an example is because I watch you, I listen to you, and your mindset in this business is just like my mindset was as a basketball player. And you got to have that determination. When things aren't going well, you got to pivot, you got to run a different play, you got to figure out a strategy, say this is what we're going to do so that we can win. And the other thing I will say, Brandi, in this business, just like on the court, everybody's not going to be the captain, right? You got a captain, you got a co-captain, and that captain is the one that's going to step up and have the conversation with the referees and bring the team together when things aren't going well and say, y'all, listen, this is what we got to do to get back on track. And it's just there's so many similarities I see in this business and as an athlete or playing any sport that makes me say, I 100% know that I'm going to be great in this business.
Absolutely. I mean, I just love how you are tying in just what you have been, training all of your life to do is to win and succeed. Like, you don't know how to lose. And for people that come into something that don't want to lose, it does take faith, and it does take work ethic, and it does take heart. But what I love about this is, I remember I was talking to you, and when I said to you, over here, we're not making money off each other, we're making money with each other. And I think that was a light switch for you, because
Yes.
like, yeah, yeah. And I think that's what has you running, to tell people. And it is discouraging, and it is hard when your friends and family don't see it and they don't want to join you. I have friends that have watched me make this 100,000 in 13 months and still have not joined the business. But like you said, you don't quit. You keep pushing and you keep going. And that's what I love about it. So you're already a bronze builder now. You have already turned on 3 people to this opportunity. What is something that you are looking forward to as you continue to grow your business and continue to share with people about how they can travel like an insider, make commissions, and build a team as large as they want? What are you looking forward to?
Um, God, you got me crying over here.
And that wasn't even a hard question.
Here's why I'm crying. No, no, no. Because I know we're here, but we got to stop for a second because it's on my heart to share a story. Okay. Let me just find my tissue so I can wipe my eyes. You know, when I say people are always trying to find the next big thing or the next good thing or whatever it is to get them out of a situation they're in, like that was me. Probably about a month ago, I was like, God, I don't understand like what's going on right now. And because it was things that I thought I should be doing, right? And every time I tried, it was no, 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 no. And there was a point where I got so mad, I got so upset, and I kept saying, like, why can certain things happen for other people who don't even have a resume close to mine, but it can't happen for me?
Mm.
And I said, God, I need you to show me what's next for me. And I tried to get in with Brandi Shanae like a month ago, and you guys were in Monaco, right? And 2 weeks ago, I texted her, and finally I got in, haircut. I'm thinking I'm going to do my hair, which of course I was, but God had a plan. And that plan was for me to have this conversation with her in the beauty salon. No distractions. I couldn't up and leave because I wasn't gonna leave with my hair looking crazy. So we were having this conversation, and she told me about the business. Immediately I get on the phone, have a conversation, and I said I'm in. And I bring all that up because last night Director Muke sent me a video from Denzel. And I don't know if y'all have listened to it or not, but there were so many key points in it that I said I absolutely know I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be at the time I'm supposed to be there. And I want to just give you guys a couple of things that I wrote down that really stood out to me because I was so in these places. Um, and when I listened to it, it was confirmation for me. And one of them was God never allows pressure without purpose.
Mm.
And I was like, okay, I got that. Before the breakthrough, there's always a breaking point. I've been there. And then the other one was you are under attack because you're winning. And let me tell you why these really mean something to me. This one particular, it said closed doors are just as much of God's plan as open doors. And the reason why that stood out to me was because I tried to do work for ESPN. I tried to do work for so many other TV stations. Like, why am I not getting this opportunity to do these games? Um, and when I read that one, I said, I get it. Because honestly, if I was doing that I probably wouldn't be sitting here on this Zoom call with you right now. So I immediately said, I hear you. I understand that you have your plan for me. My mom used to always tell me, if you want to tell God a joke, tell him your plans. And at the time I didn't really understand that. And as I've gotten older and just different stuff has happened in my life, I'm like, I completely get it. And if y'all haven't listened to this video, it's probably about 10 minutes long. I will tell you it's well worth it because Denzel dropped so many incredible gems. But at the time she sent it to me, and it was 11 o'clock last night, I literally was sitting in my bed. My mind was just racing. I was thinking, trying to come up with a game plan, a strategy, still asking all these questions about why. And I listened to it and then I said, I get it. Like this was confirmation for me. And I just really felt like I needed to share that. I don't know, maybe there's somebody else on here that needed to hear that. But last night it was right on time. So
I
I
mean,
needed to
what
share
you
that.
just
Now,
said is right on time. That was the perfect time to share that because Cheryl, truth be told, when I started, we all think that our success is supposed to look a certain way, right? We all, like you said, you thought you
yeah.
should have been at the ESPNs and you should have been doing that because it just kind of naturally fit from where you came from. But it is when we surrender to his purpose that he
Yeah.
redirects you. And that redirection can
Mm,
be a little bit painful, right? Because it bursts your bubble and God is
yes.
telling you, I created you, I designed
Yes.
you for my purpose. Now that you have gotten off of the save yourself train, I'm gonna put you on my train. And that was my
Mm-hmm.
story too. Even though I did
Mm-hmm.
not have the limelight and the accolades and all of that you had, but I was successful in my own right with makeup and singing. And I used to think that I was supposed to be more of in a spotlight, on a stage, known worldwide, that type of
Yeah.
thing. And all of that was built in pride. It was built in ego. It was built in a look at me. And the purpose of why we're here is to help the next woman, the next man. That's
Mm-hmm.
it. Period, point
Mm-hmm.
blank. That's why we were designed. That's why we were created. So when we tell people that this business is bigger than travel, and it's so hard for people to understand that until you're in it, that's
Yes.
exactly, yes, we are going to travel God's great beautiful earth. We get to do it. We get to make money. We get to save money. We have a good time. But when you get in this business and you start getting around people that think higher, people that talk about purpose, goals, people
Mm-hmm.
that talk about moving your family from the
Mm-hmm.
poverty line, people they're not going to tell you as soon as you get your money to go get a new bag so you can look like you got money. They're going to pay
Yes.
your debt off.
Yes.
They're going to tell you, no, you don't need to upgrade your car right now because you still got this. They're literally
Yeah.
leading you to a real purpose in life. And the reason why I knew you were going to do so well in this is
Mm-hmm.
because you've always been authentic. You've never been somebody that was going to fake the funk. You know what I'm saying? And I know
Yeah.
that it can sometimes be disappointing when you have old teammates and people that you thought it would be an easy, let's go, we're going to do this with you. It can be
Yeah.
disappointing, but your purpose is to now take those people who used to look at themselves as not being good enough to feeling more than enough. Sometimes you can't help those people who have already seen themselves here and think they're too good. We're bringing people up with us.
Yeah.
I'm saying we're putting people on different platforms and different levels, and it is just so good that to see you start to. I love when I see it because I remember when my Coach JP Watkins Muse, when she saw me start to transform and start to talk different and start to think different. It is so good, and it's going to be so encouraging to watch your journey in this business. But we're going to talk a little bit more about the business because I know people are like, everything y'all are saying makes sense. Sign me up. They are ready to go. But guys, that
Yeah.
is the base of it. We do get to travel like insiders, which I absolutely love. Cheryl, wait until we go on our team trip because we're going to be taking a cruise, honey, on Virgin Voyage, and we're going to be cruising like insiders. But guys, as a travel advisor, we have what we call IntelliTrips, where we just basically get intelligent about the trip. And this is one of our examples in Grill Jamaica, 4 days, 3 nights, all inclusive, adults only. And we only pay $4.99. Now, Cheryl, I know that you have seen this price be a lot higher than this, but to pay $4.99 for the whole 4 days instead of paying that per night, that is absolutely a game changer. And as we travel, you get more educated as you travel. You know what I'm saying? Your mind starts to expand. And that's what I love. When Mr.
Yeah.
Bradley designed this platform, he wanted us to think higher and he wanted us to see more. And he wanted us to start to want more. Because when you start to want more, it is hard to go back to, going to Galveston Beach when you can go to the Maldives at that beach. So it's a game changer in this business for sure. But guys, this is one of our IntelliTrips. Then we also get to have for bougie folks, Dominican Republic, where we do 4 days, 3 nights, 5-star all inclusive for $720. But we want to get to how you really get to the bag, because that's what Sheryl and I are here for, is really getting to the bag. But I love that IntelliTravel. It's no risk. So if you're on here and you're a guest and you're like, man, what y'all are saying sounds good. I really am looking to change my life. I'm looking to help my family. I'm looking for some generational wealth, some legacy. Guys, this business is no risk. Best travel price guarantee. If you join us, you have 30 days to explore your back office, get in with us, learn about the business. And if on day 29, you're like, you know what, I don't want to do this. I realize that I'm rich. This is what I always say, and I don't like to make money or save money in travel. You can absolutely cancel. And then we have the unique profit guarantee where we give you another 11 months. So you have a whole entire year to plug in with us. And my coach asked me, give it 1 year. Brandi, give it 1 year of effort and work, and let's see what happens. And if for some reason you feel like this isn't for you, then you can walk away. If you haven't made or saved what you invested, they're going to cut you a check to make you whole. So there was no loss. And guys, within a little over 1 year, earning $100,000 residually. But what Sheryl and I are super excited about is how we get to empower others. Now, I'm thinking Sheryl is still here. I saw her off my screen. Sheryl, you still with me? Because I know we got some storms rolling through Houston. She might not be with me. And our internet has been going in and out, guys. Okay, whenever
Can you hear me?
oh, you hear? Okay, yeah, there you are. But this is the part of the business that
I'm barely here, but I'm here.
okay, that we really love. We love to empower people, and that's what you're here for. Now, Sheryl and I are going to be honest. You can come to us and ask us to book your travel, but we're going to be like, no, girlfriend, we're going to turn you on to a home-based travel business to where you can now empower yourself to book your own travel. You can make and save money on your own travel. We like to build a team because you are the ultimate coach, Sheryl. So what would be your advice? Because I know you probably have some guests on here that are like, you know what, I do love to travel and that travel side is looking really good. I think I'm gonna focus on that. What would be your advice when it comes to turning other people on an opportunity, telling other people about the business? Because that's truly where, that big money resides and where you can leave a legacy for your family. Uh-oh, you frozen? She might be frozen. Yeah, she is. Okay. So, guys, there are 2 parts to the business. The first part is about travel, which we talked about, where you can travel like a rock star, travel like an insider. But then we have the other side of the business where you can turn people on to the opportunity. And that's what Sheryl is here for today. She is super excited about helping other people get to the success that she has been able to experience in her life, but also get herself and her family to that success. So every time you bring somebody into the business, there is a $50 bill that is paid out to you. Now, I've personally been able to do this 90 times, get that $50 bill times 90. Y'all can do the math. That is some good business, some good money on the side. I'm still doing my full business and doing this part-time. But what I also love is that everybody we empower, we get a 50% check match. So I brought Shannon into the business, who was the one that introduced everybody today. And she went out and she started telling everybody. So if Shannon made $1,000 during the week, guess what, guys? I made 50%. So that is just another way to get income into your household. And this is how your money will really start to add up in what we like to call the big bucks. But then there's also a $10 bill that runs throughout the organization. That is what we call the $10 team bonuses. And we have people making $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a week off of $10 bills. So do not sleep on the power of building a business. Now, when Sheryl comes back on her internet, it's freezing. She's already a bronze builder. Guys, she came into this opportunity early. She started sharing with people about the business. She went bronze in 1 night. She partnered with 3 people. We all know 3 people that we can partner with. And if you're already a bronze builder, go ahead and put in the chat so our guests on the line today can, see that it is real. But when you go silver, we start to celebrate you at bronze. And as you grow in the opportunity, when you go silver, that means you have 6 people that have partnered with you. But where you want to go is go gold. Like Sheryl, who has been in the Olympics, who has won tons of championships tons of titles. She only knows how to win. So going gold is where you also want to go in this business, because when you go gold, it opens you up to more money. There's 8 different ways to get paid out in this opportunity. So that very same thing that used to bring you $50 when you would introduce somebody into this opportunity, it is now going to bring you $60. So you now already get that $10 raise, and then your 50% check match goes from $25 to $35. Guys, I can tell you, when I first saw the opportunity, I was a little like, okay, I'm lost. I hear a whole lot of money. I'm not sure where the money's going to come from, but I knew it was 8 different ways to get paid. And I wanted to see all 8 checks roll through my account every single month. And guys, it absolutely does. And this just is by helping people, turning them on to an amazing opportunity to have their own home-based travel agency. Now, I know when I was talking to Sheryl, one thing that she loved is the residual income component, because a lot of times, guys, we only think that residual income is exclusive to like the Michael Jacksons of the world, the Princes of the world, the Elvis Presleys of the world. We were all taught about residual bills, but we were never taught about residual income in school. We were never told about doing something one time and getting paid over and over and over again from that. But over here, Mr. Bradley has made that possible, again, for average individuals, because everybody that flows through your organization, there is a $4 bill attached to them. Now, my coach JP Watkins Mukes, she has 19,000 families that she is leading in her amazing organization. And her residual income, guys, is sometimes what people are making in a year. Because we all know that people are still out here making $25,000 a year. What if you could make $25,000 in one check in this opportunity? I'm telling you, you absolutely can. But as a goal builder, you have up to $118,000 that you can make in this business. Now, when I saw this, I was like, it sounds insane, but I'm already here, so why not go for it? And a lot of you are already natural born leaders. I know Sheryl is. She, of course, wears many hats, tons of accolades, but she is also somebody who naturally steps into leadership. And a lot of you are like that, whether you're the manager on your job, or you're the boss, or you're the one that everybody comes to because you're the team lead. Well, guess what? You're naturally going to flow into our Planet Director program, where every single month you get bonus money. So this is another way to get paid, one of the 8 ways. And within 90 days, I was able to go 1-star director, which means my month was starting off with $500. But guys, we just had an individual in the Planet go 1-star director in 4 days. In 4 days, he was able to turn on 100 people to this opportunity and go 1-star director, which is amazing and impressive. Right now, I sit as a 3-star director, so my month is starting off with $2,000 on the first of every single month. But this is what's amazing. As an entrepreneur, guys, it was feast or famine for me. And I know there may be some entrepreneurs on the line. One month I can make $25,000. The next month I can make $25. You just kind of never really know. But what I love what Mr. Bradley has done over here is he has given peace of mind, because we all know most of those bills, especially that rent and mortgage, is due on the first of every single month. So now me and my husband this month, we were able to upgrade our home and get a bigger home, because my peace of mind is starting to grow the first of every single month. Getting 8 different checks throughout the month is definitely a game changer. But of course, 4-star, $5,000. My coach right now is 6 stars. She starts our month off with $16,000. But there are 10 stars all the way on this Planet Builder program, Planet Director program, to where you can start your month off with $250,000 on the first of every single month. Now, y'all remember what Sheryl said when she was on, that she had never seen money like this in the WNBA. And a lot of us think that we have to have these big, prestigious jobs. We have to be on courts and we have to be on stages and in the limelight for us to be millionaires and multimillionaires. And that is not the case. If you yourself have the appetite to be a millionaire, guess what? You can do it from your home. You can do it from your phone, and you can do it while helping a bunch of other people do the exact same thing. That's what Mr. Bradley has made possible. I talked about making $100,000 in this opportunity. And when I did, I got blessed with the sapphire ring, which signifies that. My coach right now is sporting that diamond ring. She is earning over $500,000, but she is soon about to upgrade to that double diamond ring, where she would be now sporting that double diamond, signifying that she is earning over $80,000 per month. Now, I know for some of you, it seems bizarre. It seems like that cannot happen. Guys, I was once in your shoes. Sheryl says she also was once in your shoes. But once we got plugged in, we got in the business, we started learning from the coaches, from the millionaires, started plugging into the Zooms to learn about this business. We now understand that it is possible, and we just want you to see the vision with us because it is all about vision. We already talked about that is not a pyramid, a scheme, or a scam. This is our income disclosure statement, which is on our website. It shows based off where you ranked in the company last year, what they brought in. Now, I'm a 3-star director. So on the high end, they brought in $745,000 last year. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I have yet to make that much money. But to know that I'm in an opportunity where somebody already has, then that means that I can do the exact same thing. Now, if you have a 7-figure appetite, you usually go about 6-star to start earning those 7 figures. And that is definitely possible because right now we have five or six 6-stars. But this right here is what I know Sheryl is absolutely loving, because as we all know, she left a legacy. We all know about her amazing accomplishments in the WNBA, but guys, she left that legacy and now she wants to leave a legacy in everybody's home. So I really want you to pay attention to this slide because it's our Planet Marketing Pledge. As a Planet director, feel secure in knowing that in the event of your death, the Planet business you've built will outlast you. Your family will still receive your Planet weekly commissions, director pay, director bonus, and monthly residual income. All right, Sheryl, I see you back in the building. Now, I know that was is it not letting you talk? Because I see you on mute. But I'm not sure if the internet is not trying to be our friend today. But I know that the legacy piece was something that really drove you because, like you said, you are a new glam mom. I can't remember what you said they call you, but they don't call you a grandma. And you was like, you want to leave something behind besides just amazing stories. And so when you heard that there was a legacy piece and how our coach right now is earning nearly $70,000 a month, you was like, wow, if I can build my business to $100,000 a month or more and be able to leave that for my grandkids and my great grandkids and the grandkids that I will never meet. I know you said that is why, one of the main
Yeah.
reasons why you joined this business.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Hi. Yeah, it's crazy. Absolutely. 100%. A lot of people want to ask them about business and they're like, yeah, but I could never make 6 figures in the business or even 50,000, right? My thing is, what if you could make an additional $2,500 a month, $3,000 a month? Any extra income that you can make, that you can bring in to help pay a bill, a light bill, groceries, whatever it is, wouldn't you want to have an opportunity to do that? But to your point, no, I'm not a grandma. I'm a Nanan, Nanan. And
N-A-N-A-N.
that is the big, yeah. But that was the biggest reason why I wanted to be a part in this business. I want to leave a legacy and I want to know that, when God calls me home and says, job well done, because I absolutely need to hear God say, job well done. I want to know that my grandson, my son, they'll still be able to receive the weekly commissions, the monthly pay. Um, and I don't really know a whole lot of businesses that do that.
Nope, I don't either. And what I love about it is Mr. Bradley said he knew that as your life increases, your zip code is going to change. That car, that license plate may change. You may go from eating regular food to now you're eating organic. And he was like, what kind of person would I be to now
Yeah.
when you pull that away from that life that you have created for your family? He's not going to do that. He very well could, because a lot of people do. A lot of people, when they pass on, that retirement check stops, even though they dedicated all of them years and that money is set up for that, it stops going to your family. But over here, it's going to
Hmm.
continue to, and it's going to continue to grow, Sheryl. Now, how amazing is that? Not only have you now built an amazing business, like you said, if you only want to make $1,000, $2,500, do that because you can design the income. But if you are somebody who's a go-getter, somebody
Yeah.
who's ambitious, somebody who really likes things and likes helping people, your money is going to grow. And now you get to leave that money to your family. And I think that is just a game changer. And it speaks to the heart of our founder like nobody else, which is why I really love the business. But this side of the business is turnkey. You already know we're going to teach you you everything. You are going to be with us soon, Sheryl. We are headed to Orlando, Florida. Now we are going to our 10-year convention. It is going to be at the world's largest Marriott. Listen, over 7,000 radical ecstatic reps are going to be in the building learning from our keynote speaker, Mr. John C. Maxwell, who is the guru of self-development, but also getting to sit under our millionaire earners, our mentors, and our coaches. What are you looking forward to the most about being at our convention this year? Because this is going to be your first time and you just joined the business.
Yeah. I I don't know. You're saying what am I looking forward to the most? I'm excited to be around, they say iron sharpens iron, right? I'm excited to be around a lot of like-minded people in this business that have been doing it for a long time, and then a lot of the new ones who are going to be like me, come in eyes wide open. And I already told you, I've learned a lot from you, watching you and on Zooms. But I'm excited about being in a room full of people in this business that will pour into you and encourage you to keep going and just learning. And I ain't gonna lie, Brandy, I'm also excited about just, hanging out, kicking it, having a good time with y'all.
Yes, because listen, we know how to play. All right. We pay, we play, we know how to turn up, but we're gonna be about our business.
Yes.
I'm excited to have you in the building, and you're absolutely right. You are going to be around people where iron is sharpening iron, and that is what's so important. I've learned in this business that I was hanging around some low-hanging fruit. And I had to really come to the
Mm,
conclusion that I was not, if you are the best in your friend group, you probably need to get a new friend group. And that's what has happened. You get around people from all over the world, from Jamaica, from the UK, from the Caribbeans, and you get to really just see how they're doing their business. You get to hear how they're doing their business. Everybody is giving you the blueprint of how to succeed. Nobody gatekeeps, but then we get to celebrate each other. And that's what I love to see. I love to see women and men walking across the stage, getting rewards. Everybody's clapping for them because we know that they're changing the trajectory of their family. So here is the big question. And I know everybody is like, okay, we hear y'all, we ready. How do we get started? Guys, it's almost disrespectful, the price, right? Because it is only $200. It's $199.90. Give me 10 cents. We're going to call it $200 because price is what you pay, but value is what you get. And if I was being honest, it should definitely be more than that. It should be $2,000, $2,500 because everything that we receive in this business has been a game changer and a life changer to myself and to over 141,000 agents that we have in the business. But the reason why it's only $199.90 is because of what Mr. Bradley said. I want average individuals to have the opportunity to earn above average income. And most of us can put our hands on $200. And guess what? If you cannot, today is the day that we need to change that. Because I remember my coach who for 20 years had worked in corporate America, giving all of her best to building somebody else's dream. And then one day she walked in and they let her go. Just walk into your job and say, hey, your services are no longer needed. And after pouring all that she had
mm,
for years into the business, within 1 year, her money was funny and her change was strange. And she went from having her own car, her own house, to now no car and living with her mom. She saw this opportunity and she didn't even have the $200, but she had the will, she had the drive, and she had the determination to never go back into corporate America. And she borrowed that $200 from her mom, and her mom said, baby, we need this. And today she is making more per month than what she made per year working for corporate America for over 20 years. So guys, when I tell you that $200 can completely change your life, it's already doing it for me. I now am paying the $60 a month to be in this business because we are in business. So there is not in business, you're in a hobby. We have a cost of doing business because we get a 1099, we pay taxes. Uncle Sam knows who we are, but we get to write off a lot of great things, which we're going to talk about a little bit. But guys, that $60 a month now pays me $10,000 a month. And eventually it's going to pay me $20,000 a month. And eventually it's going to pay me $50,000 a month. So sometimes people will look at this and say, oh my gosh, it's another bill, $60 a month. Your mind is already on the wrong track. This isn't a bill. This is a business. A bill is Netflix. A bill is cable. A bill is your cell phone. Those are bills because you cannot plug into them and reap a return on your investment. You can plug into this business and get a return on your investment. Cheryl was able to pretty much get her return within one day. She's already a bronze builder. So I want us to start reprogramming our mind about how success looks, right? Success has a cost to doing it monthly, but man, when I tell you the payoff is more than worth it. So of that $200, $19.95 is going to Planet and $179.95 is going to IntelliTravel. So Cheryl, $200. What's your thoughts on that? Because now that you see everything that you get, you see all the self-development, you see the growth, you're about to see what convention is going to look like. I'm sure you were already saying, I would invest that $200 over and over and over again because I know I'm saying it.
I mean,
Uh-oh.
I agree with you. It's almost, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you good.
Well, it's $200. It's almost like we're robbing or stealing, right? For $200, it's an opportunity to change your life. And I don't know about you, Brandy, but if I saw something not going right in my life and I had an opportunity to change that, and if I didn't have $200, I would find a way to get it. I think we all know somebody, someone that would be willing to invest in us, like to just help us out. The $200 is an investment in not only this, but your kids and your grandkids. And honestly, when I found out the amount, like first I heard all the things that come with it, and I was like, okay, how much is this going to be? And then I was told $200. I couldn't sign up quick enough. I was like, let me hurry up and sign up before they change the price.
Exactly.
Facts.
And that is so true. And what I love about Mr. Bradley is to this day, 10 years later, he has not changed the price. And he very well can. And who's to say that he won't? Because as we all are paying attention to the way the
Yeah.
economy is going, price is continuing to go up. It is just part of inflation. But he has such a heart for people and he wants to see people succeed. So he wants to make it as affordable as possible so that he can take out the excuses. Because listen, guys, your excuses do not excuse you. Your excuses do not excuse you from helping your family. They don't excuse you from getting your family as far from the poverty line. I see so many people comfortable with being broke. And it has to come to a point to where
Mm,
we as a community, we as a culture, we as just individuals, we have to stop being comfortable with lack because that is not the way that God designed it to be. A lot of people will
yes.
rely on that. Well, I'm just going to pray about it. And, I got to spin on my head 4 times and sage this computer. Listen, you have been praying about it already. And somehow, some way, you found yourself here on this Zoom. You need a breakthrough. Like Cheryl saying, don't want to be month to month. I got tired of robbing Peter to pay Paul. I got tired of being in debt. This is that. Because not only is it going to get your money up, it's going to get your mind up. And that's where it starts. So usually, Cheryl, we got 3 people on the Zoom. We
Mhm.
have ones. They're ready to go. And if you are a one, I want you to go ahead and boldly drop that one in the chat and let us know who invited you or how you heard about the Zoom today, because we're going to get you started. You're going to get started at changing your life today. Now, number 2, you have questions, and no problem. We love questions, and that's why we are here. We are here to answer your questions, whether it's a question for Cheryl or a question about the business. I got you. And number 3 is you say no, thank you. And number 3 is listen, it is okay. Sometimes the no thank you really is not right now because maybe you are in between blessings. Maybe you don't have that $200 to get started, but you see the vision, you have a goal, and you want to get started. I'm going to say start planning now. Put $25 away a week. Sometimes that's your Starbucks money. It's your lunch money. It's the money that you spend on, frivolous things that will never give you a return on your investment. Start putting that away now so that you can get this business started and get as far from the poverty line as possible. Because we always say, start your journey of success today. And I added today because the journey of 1,000 miles, it begins with one step. And Cheryl, I know that if you take one step, Cheryl, we taking about 10. Because baby, when you took one step, we all put
Yes.
our skates on, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, we were right there
And
with you.
that's
So
that's
go
what I
ahead.
mean about the support, you know? I know
Yeah.
my internet's crazy right now.
No, I'm hearing you. I hear you. Go ahead.
No, I was saying, yeah, when I signed up and said I'm in, I heard from you, I heard from Director Mooks, Brandi Shanae, and even today, I'm getting, text messages reminding me of certain things. What do you need? How can we help? Brandi, and I honestly don't know a lot of businesses where you have that individual support whenever you need it. Because honestly, a lot of people in business, whether you're working for corporate or you're working your own business, people aren't really trying to help you succeed. But this business is very different. Like I got a text message from Tish DeShields today. She just sent me a video just encouraging me to keep going. And, it's not like she had to do that, but I get it from her. And like that just sparked even more because I was like, you know what? Why are you sitting over here feeling sorry for yourself? You've never done this before. That's why I have these amazing people on this call that I can lean on to help me.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I love because we always say your tribe is going to determine your vibe. And I realized why I was broke because my tribe was broke. And now that I am amongst
Mm-hmm.
individuals who will reach out to me, who will
Mm-hmm.
show me, how to go and get it, who want to see me win. Because here's the thing, when you help somebody get what they want, you then get everything you want. And that's what people don't, whether believe in God, believe in a higher power, whatever your belief system is, it's just the rule of the world because we are put here to help each other succeed. Everything that you have done thus
Yeah.
far in life, everything that I've done this far in life, God continues to bless us because we are continuing to be a blessing. Now we are just positioning ourselves to where our blessings are bigger. Now we can give more, we can sow more, and we can
Mm-hmm.
do more, which is what I absolutely love about the business. So today has been amazing. I have seen some ones come in the chat, which is so great. Now, listen, if you are a one and you were invited or you heard about this amazing business from Miss Sheryl Swoopes, and if she does not know you, because let's be honest, guys, we are all on social media and we were all sharing this amazing opportunity because we want everybody to come into it. Go ahead and shoot her a DM, send her a message, let her know that you are ready to get started. She has a special link. You are going to be joining her team. How amazing is it to say that I am on Sheryl Swoopes' team? Who don't want to be on Sheryl Swoopes'
Mm-hmm.
team? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to get a ball passed to you, you want to get it passed by somebody that knows how to win. So if that is you, you definitely want to get in her DMs and let her know that you are ready to get started. I do see one question. What is the typical time frame to see a return on the business? Guys, that is totally and completely based on you. When I came into the business and I started building, I told my coach that I needed $50,000 a month. She said, okay, bet, this is what you need to do. And within 3 months, I went one-star director, which, gave me an increase of $12,000 for the year. I am now 13 months earning $100,000 per year. It is really, and that's what I love about this. You eat what you kill. It's all about how hard you want to work. We just had one of our business partners who gave himself a $12,000 increase for the year in 4 days. He went one-star director in 4 days. So, but what is great, you're not going to be doing it by yourself. We're not saying you go get it. We're saying let's go get it. Now, Sheryl, are there any closing words that you would like to leave for the Zoom today? It has been amazing. I enjoy talking to you all the time because you always get my mind right and right back on track. And I'm excited to watch your growth in this business.
Well, I mean, I would just say to everyone on here, and I'm trying to talk and also see some of the stuff in the chat. I do want to say to everyone on here, thank you for the encouragement and thank you for being here. If things aren't going the way you think they should or you want them to right now, I will just tell you what I've always told myself when I was playing ball. Keep going, right? Keep going because eventually you will get to where you're trying to get to. And the last thing I'm going to say, and this is for myself also, I'm still in this from Denzel. Someone asked me about the video. I will post it on social media. So if you're interested in listening to it, you can listen to it. So I'm still in this from the great Denzel Washington. And he said two things, and I have to remind myself of this. The first thing was, not everyone is meant to go where God is taking you. That really stood out to me. And the last one was, elevation requires separation.
That's good.
I needed that last night, and I hope that helps somebody on this call tonight.
Absolutely. That so did.